Hi all, hi, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, assalamu alaikum, ni hao, yeshkemesh, shalom, sawadee kap, guten tag, how is one, how is all? I am Big John Small, the AlienBanana from the group Worldwide Weed at Cannabustard, the page, so please go and join that group and like that page. Basically, I'm blogging my recovery from lots of things. I got brain damage caused by opiates, tramadol to be precise. I ended up in hospital. I was pronounced brain dead on 3 occasions, and cannabis brought me back from a pretty severe place. They were told, my family were told, I would be a vegetable for the rest of my life. There was no way back. But a couple of drugs from some cannabis, and miraculously the irreversible brain damage was reversed. So now I am blogging my recovery from that and trying to spread the word, this truth that the pharmaceutical industry are supplying people with toxic chemicals and calling them pain relief, and they just don't work. I broke my back in 3 places when I got a brain infection and fell down the stairs, and I woke up, I was in a lot of pain, and they prescribed me some opiates, and opiates just don't work. So now I just smoke cannabis and totally opiate clean. I was a drug addict for 16-17 years, but last year, as I say, I woke up in hospital and I changed. I had to change. So now I'm trying to be a positive influence on the world around me. Lady Furnish set up a Funday for people, hoping people will get together and clean up their area, their local area, find some place where there's a lot of people tipping or some rubbish, just clean up stuff. So on Sunday, she was hoping people would get together with her and people would get together in the local community and do this clean up. She called it Funday clean up. Unfortunately, it's been raining here quite badly, so I've not been able to get out, and with my side problems and my back, it's hard for me to get places. So I haven't been able to do it yet, and it's Tuesday, as I say. So as soon as it seems to be stopping actually now, I did sit down because it was bucketing down, but it stopped. Also, Timothy Brown set up a challenge. He called it a Bag of Hope challenge, where he took a trash bag, a simple black liner, and went out and done the same thing that Chris would like teams of people to get together and do. So we all got together and thought it would be a good idea if we joined all of these ideas and went worldwide with it, because I represent the Worldwide Weed group and Timothy represents Citizens Create Change, and Lady Furnish is furnishing the world with love. We're out here trying to get others to do the same. So Timothy started up by challenging a friend to do the same thing and create a chain, and I would like that chain to get worldwide. We're all about, people, helping the world. The world would be a better place with better people on it. And now I have changed as a person. I'm trying to be the best person I can be. Look back in the future, looking back on my past, I want to see something more productive than the life I had led. So I would like to challenge a friend that I know is also up for this stuff, Mr. James Sadler. I am challenging you to get yourself a black liner, a trash bag, get out somewhere with friends and things and just clear up an area, a couple of hours, fun day clean up. Please people, go and hit that you're going to partake. If you're going to do this, get out there and take photos of yourselves or video yourselves cleaning up an area and post it into the event on Lady Furnish's page, please. These people are all here for positive reasons, so show as much love to everybody as you can. I'd like to do some shout outs to Stoner Nation Pay It Forward, Weed Nation United, we're asked to run, Tony Lone, legalise it, hashtag free the weed, Fuji Boss, free the weed, hashtag real talk. The brain damage makes me forget, so these are quite difficult to do, but I was practicing and remembering more and more of my friends, but I made so many friends and there's so many awesome groups and that I can't keep track, and my memory's not what it was. It does seem to be improving, contrary to the belief that cannabis makes you forgetful. It's bringing memories back. And in this country, for being given cannabis, a person could have faced 14 years in prison. So that's why I'm on this major quest to free the weed worldwide. It needs to be available for everyone. You know, there's awesome products coming out there these days. It's like, I've just found these in the shop. Awesome stuff. Like, it's a organic filter. How cool are them? Organic filters, man. It's like hemp-based products. Look at these cigarette papers for building your joints and things. And I don't like to smoke tobacco, and I don't like to smoke paper, and that's made from hemp, 100% hemp. So you know, let's support our hemp-based businesses and just buy as much hemp-based stuff as you can, because the war on weed is a war on all classes of the weed. You know, hemp is used for so many amazing things. Hemp plastics, you can make oil, like oil to run your car and things. Cars used to run on hemp. Clothes, fabrics, textiles, sails, man. The world was run on hemp at one point. The paper was made from hemp, all paper. All of the sails were made from hemp to get around the planet. All of the ropes were made from hemp. Canvas, what artists paint on canvas, the word canvas comes from cannabis. And this war began thousands of years ago, so we need to wake the world up. This is a major issue. It is saving lives, it's saving my life. And I mentioned to somebody not long ago that Lady Furnish and Mike were trying to get a 1 million man march together, and when I mentioned it, they said, this person like mocked me, like laughed. 1 million man march, like in the 60s with Martin Luther King, when they done their march for, you know, end segregation and real issues, and you want to do one of them for cannabis. Don't you think that's a bit ridiculous? But when you see the things it does, then no, I don't think it is at all. It can help the world in so many ways. Pharmaceutical companies have such a major grip on everything these days. The energy industries, you know, this is a renewable energy of sorts. One cannabis plant is the equivalent of 9 trees. So come on. So there's the timber companies, the lumber yards, all limbering up to take on the weed. It's a major issue. Pharmaceutical companies, with, you know, kids are having seizures from really bad epilepsy. Mad love and respect to the Blazer Priest and family. Stay blessed and praise brother Priest. Please go and join that group. Mad love always to Bobby. One love, one family. Free the weed. These people are out there every day trying to educate and elevate everybody. Much love to medicated smokers. John Mitchell. Oh, come on. Joe Hernandez and Smoke Nation Worldwide. Please go and check Joe out. Dab Gear, mad love and respect to Kurt from Dab Gear. Another person doing awesome things in the cannabis community. The Monsters of Cannabis tour. We need to all get together in one group where we can all be, you know, family, like Cannabis United with Chad and Sarah Senior, mad love and respect. But we need like one group. We've been trying to do it a few times with the Dream Team and All Stars of Cannabis, but things have gone wrong. We need to just get in one group and just unite there together for all of these ideas, so everybody can see what's going on in all of the cannabis community. One big group. And Dab Gear, he was the guy that's like, he's really pushing hard for this. And with the Monsters of Cannabis tour, where people are going to travel around, man, meet up and make friends, help people on the way. And it'll be, it's filled with music. And like the Green Team group, where it's just musicians and artists. There's so many artists and people that smoke cannabis, and scientists. It does help you, construct your thoughts better. We're portrayed as stoners and, lethargic and no get up and go. But that's such a myth. Stone, like, hey man, I'm stoned. Yes, you can get really baked. You can get really blazed and just like, whoa. And that's a good way. Like, people need a glass of wine on a night to wind down. But it's not just about that. There's people like James Sadler and like The Priest, like, so many of us, Missy May, that smoke it, and it helps. It helps with PTSD, helps with seizures, helps with, I'm bipolar, manic depressive. It keeps me level. There's just thousands. There's 10,000, at least 10,000 uses for the hemp plant alone. And that's not including the medical basis, because there is no medical use for this plant, is there? That's what happened in 1971 in this country. Cannabis was placed on the Illegal Substance Act. And the same year in the States, a legal substance, so it cannot be used for medical purposes. They can't investigate it because that's a crime. And that shouldn't be a crime. They're allowed to check out the opium plant and use things from that. So, if they can take things from the poppy and make chemicals with it, why shouldn't they be allowed to investigate the medical side of cannabis? Well, because there's a war on weed. It all began on the 30th of September in 1927, when in the UK they placed cannabis on the Illegal Substance Act. But just as an illegal substance, it wasn't on the Illegal Medical Substance Act until 1971, as I say. That was the 28th of September. And then again, on the 20th of September in 71, they've done it again. They made it illegal for medical use. They said it has none. It is a narcotic, like heroin. Classed as a narcotic, like heroin. I've used heroin. I know the difference between a drug and a herb, and this is a herb. I have so many debates on so many occasions where people say, no, it's a drug, it's a drug. No, it's not. THC is a drug. It's a chemical compound. But cannabis is a plant, it is herb. It's a tomato. It's a mango. Mangoes, if you eat a mango or drink mango juice, it does enhance the CBD and THC effects of cannabis. So it can help. Like, there are CBDs. They're illegal just about now worldwide. This wasn't the case not long ago. So people are waking up to the possibilities of what this plant can do. And CBDs, you don't get like stoned and things. It just helps with the pain. Mad props to 315 Extreme Relief. Please go and check that out and join the group Ganji Lovers. Much love and respect to them, where they make this balm that you rub in, and it helps with so many amazing things, from gout to eczema to psoriasis to arthritis, stomach cramps from IBS even, all sorts of things. You just would not believe the amount of amazing things that this plant can do. And the wonder why so many of us are out here on these social network platforms, or just videoing ourselves in locations like this and just talking about these issues. They're like, what? Why are you all crazy? No, we're the sane ones. You are the crazy ones that don't see. It's such an injustice. I have my right to be healthy and to be free. I am not harming anybody by smoking this. Nobody at all is being harmed. I am healing myself. People have walked past me a few times, sat here today, but not one person has said one word like, oh, smoking cannabis. I have had those issues because of the prejudice against those cannabis users. I went to the doctors a few weeks ago said, doctor, I'm really struggling with the pain in my back. You know, I'm not sleeping because of the pain. I'm already an insomniac. The pain's keeping me up. And he says, well, I'm sorry, John. You know, I know you're a drug addict and things, but I can't give you any opiates. I said, I don't want opiates. I would like something natural. And he looked and he's like, oh, yes, you know, I can't give you opiates, John. I said, I don't want opiates. Like, the guy was like, well, what do you want? I said, I want some help. How can I deal with the pain? He said, you haven't been for months. You missed an appointment with the physio. I said, I haven't missed any appointments. He said, well, you haven't been back in touch since your last appointment. I said, I went to my appointment. My physiotherapist told me to do some minor stretching. Wake up on the morning, spend an hour, just because at the time I couldn't turn my head, couldn't bend forward or up because of the spine injury. So everything hurt, every movement, and it was so tight, it was unbelievably tight. But gradually, and because I studied Amatsu and Taijutsu, I do know a little about the human body and about active balance and things. So I did know the stretches, exercises, I already done things like that. And he was like, right, well, when you get better, come back. He didn't give me an appointment as such. He just said, when you feel, you know, if you're feeling you need it, come back. So I went to the doctor to ask for help. And he's basically trying to give me drugs. And I am drug free. But because I have a history and he's looking at the screen rather than at the patient, he's reading my history and saying, you want drugs? No, I don't want drugs, doctor. And when I explained, I would just like something natural. Is there anything natural? He said, all I can give you is what it says in this book. And he pulled out a big book, basically the Big Pharma Bible it was. And he's like, that's the only thing I am licensed to prescribe. And he said himself, he doesn't use opiates. It says in the SAS Survival Handbook, do not take paracetamol under any circumstances. That's the SAS Survival Handbook. But basically, if you're out in a war somewhere, or, you know, out just on manoeuvres, and a grenade goes off and you end up with shrapnel, and you're in agony, you've got no morphine left, because that's fine to give people morphine, isn't it? You know, there's only paracetamol that says under no circumstances take paracetamol. Yet this world is filled with the stuff. You know, part of the reason that Bruce Lee died was from taking an aspirin, and they also, part of the war on weed, they use Bruce Lee and say, oh well, he smoked cannabis, you know. Cannabis caused his brain to swell. Cannabis, it does affect the brain. Cannabis, he may have had an allergic reaction to cannabis, but it seems very like copper ganja to me. It's, yeah, there's so many issues, and I'm talking about all of these things, and it's upsetting my family and friends because of the prejudices that have been inbred into them. It's a brainwashing campaign, and they say I sound like a paranoid schizophrenic when I say this sort of stuff. I'm not schizophrenic as such, but you know, I'm being paranoid. A paranoid android. Not at all. I've just woken up to the truth. We are not committing a crime. We have no mens rea. All law is built on one law. This has been the case for thousands of years. All religions tell you there is one law, and it is no mens rea. To commit a crime, you must have criminal intention. You know what a crime is. You know when you're doing something wrong. You know when you feel you're morally corrupting yourself. You know it. And so if you inadvertently hurt someone and things, but knowingly could have hurt them in the process, you knew that it was a risk that you might have hurt them, that's a crime. But by smoking cannabis, I know I am not hurting anybody, including myself. Cannabis cures cancer. Now when I say that, I'm not saying that you smoke cannabis, you will not get cancer. Cannabis is carcinogenic. That's why a lot of people have turned to dabs, because that takes out all the organic matter. But oh, you can't be taking dabs, can you? Oh no, that's like really extreme. You know, they try to push that down. Don't take that stuff. No, don't vaporise it. We don't know the damage vaping may do. And cannabis does, if you smoke too much, especially like sativa, your brain can race, and you can have paranoid thoughts. that's because it makes you you feel the empathy. You're very empathetic. Yeah, pathetic. But you feel the empathy, and there's nothing pathetic about that. It's probably why they used that word in there. That was a paranoid thought. Yeah, it does make you feel empathy. It makes you put yourself in other people's situation, and it makes you imagine how it would feel. And that's all what menswear is about. If you're hurting someone, if you would be saddened by somebody doing that to you, do not do unto others as you would do unto yourself, you know. And that's menswear. So I'm not doing anything to nobody. I'm just medicating myself. I am relaxing. So I am pro-recreational, I am pro-medical, I am pro-people. I've done this video because it was really raining and I wanted to talk about these plans, these Funday clean-up events and Bag of Hope events that need to be done well. Why? Because this is what cannabis does for you. It makes you want to make a change and make a change for the better. We are hippies, it is flower power. You know, we'd like people to get together on the last weekend of September and video themselves, get out in public all at once on the 30th of September at 4:20 where you are. Get outside government buildings, get outside in the park with a friend and just vibe, smoke some weed and say no more. We are not going to stand for this no more. Like we've had a global talk now. The amazing thing with Facebook Live and Messenger and Snapchat, all of these things we can talk in real time. We can see that we're as far apart as we are, we're all pretty much the same. And we all want peace, we all want love, we all want to, you know, be part of a family. We want to make a difference. So we're going to all get together on the 30th of September and start to make that change. Citizens do create change. So please get out there, 4:20 where you are, smoke a joint, have a bowl, have a dab, you know, hit it up with your friends, get really blunt and talk about these issues, video yourself, go live. I will be going into rooms. It's going to start in New Zealand at 4:20. I'll be going in, seeing family members. We're going to vibe. Much love and respect to Kayla Edwards, who said she will kick off this event. Much love and respect to Frankie in Canada and Mr. Stephen Strange, who are going to do it up there in Canada. You know, there's so many all around the world. Faye out there in Cambodia, much love and respect. We want it on every timeline at 4:20. People wanted to get out there and say no more prohibition. Let's have more peace. Bring back the flower power, man. It's been 50 years since the Summer of Love. 50 years this year. In 1967, loads of hippies got together and they had a sit-in in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. Mad love and respect to Melody, who said she would do this in San Francisco. Miss Luna Kush, please go and join Team Luna Kush, who's doing this in Washington. And get together like in Haight-Ashbury where they sat in with flower power, putting flowers in guns and saying no more to the Vietnam War, helped stop the Vietnam War, helped end segregation along with the Million Man March. Please help us get that organised. The Monsters of Cannabis tour could be incorporated into the Million Man March, where people are marching as a million men marching. Yeah, Monsters of Cannabis marching. So hit us all up, help us all out. Let's make that change. Let's bring back the Summer of Love. 50 year, man. Let's have the new summer. This is the Summer of Love. Mad respect to Fuji Boss. Please hit up Fuji Boss. Hashtag free the weed. Hashtag real talk. That guy's been out here so long. He helped. People were ringing in Virginia and saying please keep the cannabis off the inactive calendar, because they did make it medically legal there and they were going to hold it back. But we set up a campaign on Facebook, Fuji Boss and the Gypsy Ganja Goddess, Tony Loon, all of these people I've been talking about, all got together and rang this number over and over. I rang from here because I had Egyptian friends on Cannabusted. They rang from Egypt even. We had people ringing everywhere to say please keep cannabis off the inactive register. So we can make a difference. We can create change. I've been getting some really odd looks for quite some time now. I did go on a much longer rant than I expected to, but this is very, very dear to me. This is saving my life. So please, do live in love, do love in life, and keep learning. Stay splifted. Peace.